you might remember me talking a couple of vids ago about how I was going to use some of these old logs that I'd get and plant mushrooms in. Well, this is the next step, I suppose. They've finally arrived, and this is the shiitake mushroom dowels. Now I say dowels because this isn't spawn that you would spread onto maybe sterilised straw and coffee grounds like I've grown previously. These are wooden dowels that have been soaked and impregnated with mushroom spawn. So the little white fungus that's growing on here is actually shiitake mushroom spawn. Now, to get them, these logs are canny hard, you know. It's not like you can just open the bark up and stick them in. So I've got my friend here, and what we're going to do is we're going to drill a few holes into the logs themselves. Now each of these logs will get about 8 or 10 holes put in, and then the dowels will be pushed into the log itself. Now with the log being nice and fresh and green, I'm not worrying too much about sterilising it. And slugs are not a problem in here, so I'm not going to wax over the end and try and cap them in. I'm literally going to do as nature does. I'm going to drill a few holes, I'm going to pop these dowels in there, and that's it. When the polytunnel gets watered, some of that water spray will go on these logs, and I reckon that should be enough just to keep the whole lot moist. Now, if all goes well, I should have some awesome shiitake mushrooms in literally a few months. If all doesn't go well, I've got a nice log border along the side of my tomato plants. So let's drill a few of these holes, not much, just slightly, so it doesn't make it too difficult to push it in. Cut! The drill come out of the... Cut! Now don't worry about the little bits of wood sawdust, wood shavings that come off here, because they'll just compost down. There we go. So as you can see, I popped a few holes in and the dowels go in as easy as that. And I've pushed them just below the surface. So there's about 8 in that log there. Now I haven't put any on the back side of the log here because I'm going to be growing basil really close to these logs so it will kind of fall over the top. So the idea is you have a tomato plant and then lettuce and then basil, and as it all grows together with a few chives, you've got your salad veg for the summer in one space, and with a few mushrooms on the top to saute in. Man, I'll be dining like a king. So there you are, you can see the logs are all drilled, the plugs are in, the sawdust just left on the top covering the holes up a wee bit. And I bought a box of 100 plugs, and I think it cost us about a tenner or something in total. I mean, it's not going to break the bank, you know, and if I can get back a couple of kilos of shiitake mushrooms out of these, well, I've multiplied me tenner by, what, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 times, because shiitake mushrooms are not cheap. Now, it might be that they don't all grow. But you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. It's a trial and error thing. Now, professional mushroom growers out there, don't have a poke at us, right? I'm not trying to grow professionally. I'm not saying I'm going to grow, you know, maximum amount of mushrooms from the minimum amount of dowel. This is me having a go, and that's what gardening should all be about. Just having a go. Now, food production on a farming scale is a bit different. But in a polytunnel in your garden, it should be fun. So go on, get yourself a few logs. I'm using some old birch here from a tree that was just chopped down. Special thanks go out to Dan for bringing us the bits. I think I spent a tenner on them, on the dowel itself. and I borrowed a drill bit to drill it. So it costs you now, you put them in, a few months later you get a few mushrooms or you don't. No big deal. Anyway, have fun. Well, you know, I don't know about you, Debs, but I think that looks really bunny. Oh, I must put those other tomatoes in today.